channel. So last night I stopped my live stream rather abruptly, and so as promised, just in case y'all didn't hear it at the end because it kind of malfunctioned a little bit, we're gonna continue. So in today's video we're discussing why are you afraid to be yourself, and this is part 2. And so as promised, that's why I'm here. Just put on a little bit of gloss because it is fall, and as much as I talk about keeping my soup coolers from being chapped, moisturize them, I got to still take my own advice. Hello, Shaw. All right, I'm gonna give you a few moments here, not to wait till anybody come in, but like there's a few things I do have to do here really quick. Very minute, and then we're gonna get straight into it, because if you new here, you're about to find out how I operate around here, and if not, you're gonna find out I like to get straight to the point. So I believe where I left off, I'm gonna give you a quick recap of what I left off on as far as part 1, which I was planning to go all the way through in full length, but it's okay, it's fine. So the backstory of part 1 is it came about when it came to this person on the internet that blew up recently in the past couple of weeks. And then now she's coming under fire for them finding out like what her life is really like, and that she was living the opposite of what she has been encouraging people now on what type of entrepreneurial journey she's blew up on. So the thing here is that and then we also got into a talk about trust issues, which kind of ties within that as well. So I was in the middle of talking about that, and I think that's where we had that glitch going on. So let me take a quick moment. Almost forgot to turn the mute, the mute off. Okay, just had to do something really quick. Yeah, we've taken the mute off. Raina, Miss Raina. I watch a YouTuber, her first name is Raina. That ain't in her YouTube name, but still. Isabella, hello. All right, so let me get back on topic here. So I don't want to say that this is a content creator of some sort. I'm not going to call out her name. But I sat and watched her whole story unfold, and then now she's coming underneath fire for they're now finding out that she lived the opposite life than what she actually encouraged. I don't even want to go as far as saying preached. You see what I'm saying? Because, and I'm going to explain a little bit later down the line why I chose that word over something else. And it's like this kind of ties in what I'm talking about, because I like to stress the importance of being yourself. I shared a little tidbit on part 1 where I said some of the videos that y'all like, the OGs that's been here, the new people that's been here, them some of the videos where it's just like maybe I wasn't feeling my best today, but they was like, man, you this that and the third. I don't live off the compliments, but the fact that people are comfortable enough to be like, man, I like that you are this and this way, because you being yourself. They're in a way coming in the comments saying that I like that you're yourself, but they say it without actually saying those words. You see what I'm saying? And so I got inspired by this lady, and while I'm not disappointed at all because I know people are people, I would respect her more if she had a told us that, hey, you know what? I know I'm coming on here with no makeup, but I used to live a life, where I had a face full of makeup. Because now they found her second internet social media page that she probably figured no one was going to find. And now it's just like, now you got to explain yourself when you should have been explaining yourself from the beginning. You feel me? Because the internet is undefeated. The internet is undefeated. They will find those receipts. They will clock you. And they will call you out. And then you'll have to explain yourself. You don't want that. Just be yourself from the beginning. For the OGs, y'all done seen me. Y'all done seen I'm barefaced now. The most I done put on is gloss. It ain't about it. It's not about the fact that I'm using this as an example, but it's just for those that's been with me since the start of this channel in 2020, y'all have seen me. And every time I was not made up. And every time sometimes I may have been able to hide the little Steve Urkel snort laugh. Other times I just let it go right on out. Because why? Y'all the brave family. Why? You know why you here? Probably several videos or one video in particular. I came across your feed and like, you know what? I think I can rock with Jessica. That's what it's about. You will always thrive in being yourself, not someone else. I have gotten in trouble. I can't wait till I'm allowed to testify about it. I have always gotten in trouble trying to be like someone else, just a little bit. I got hurt one time trying to be like somebody else, just a little bit. And it would have been 10 times worse had I not listened to God after that. It always pays for you to be yourself, because then when people go back to digging up dirt on you, and they always do, then you can say, oh, well, I already talked about that. That's old news. 9 times out of 10, anytime that anyone on the internet gets in their mind, oh, I'm finna dig up dirt on so-and-so. If you've already been transparent and forthcoming and direct with people the first time, gathered everything together, when they go to dig up what they think is dirt, you can say, oh, well, that's old news. Remember I brought it up here? And this is all the more important why when you upload something or post something, never delete it. You need them receipts for that, for that type of stuff like that. Then you pull up, oh, well, I explained this in this video. I see you're new here. Then guess what? The person ain't got nothing else to say because you just shut everything down and you shut their mouth indirectly without talking to them. That's the best way to do it. I'm very leery of people that are in a hurry. Oh, well, I got this so-called secret I'm finna hold over your head and I'm finna use it against you and tell everybody. But they get mad if you tell on yourself first. There's a whole lot of leverage that you have in a situation like that, especially if you're going to be a public figure and do any type of content, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. There's a whole lot of leverage with that. If you just be yourself and tell the story, whatever God allow you to say, first of all, whatever you comfortable with sharing, then what can they dang over your head? Oh, well, she used to live in this such and such house. Yeah, but we can go back about 3 to 4 years and see that she lived in the house. I'm just using examples. Cool. And what does that mean? Oh, well, that means she don't do something. What is she doing now? That's all that matters. I would be very concerned with a person that started in one place 3 years ago and then they're in the exact same place of their life. They ain't developed none. They've not grown any. They've not grown intellectually. I'm very scared of a person that just, not scared of them, but I would be very concerned about a person that they're still in the same season of their life right now as they were exactly 3 years ago to the date. Because what are you doing where you're not growing? What are you doing where you're not developing? And that's the part that I have a real concern with. And I say this out of love to you, ma'am, without saying your name. I need you to start telling the truth immediately and issue them people an apology. That's about 50,000 folks almost. Tell these people the truth. They will respect you more if you tell the truth. Tell the truth. Stop going. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Please. They will respect you more for it. Yes, I used to wear makeup, all this other stuff like that. Just tell these people the truth. Put it in one singular post, videos, or whatever you do. And that's not shade. Do it. Some people will leave after you do that. But once you set the record straight, then that means you got to walk a tight line. That means you cannot miss with being consistent in being yourself then. When you are naturally yourself and you've gotten yourself into that practice that, especially in the era in the era that we're in of social media, whoever you are off the cam, be that on the cam. Now, y'all done seen me without the wigs. Y'all done seen me the head full of hair. You've seen me. So you can go back. Oh, well, I done had people laugh. I done had people, is that a wig? Yes, ma'am. Blocked. Because what is there to be ashamed of? All women of all ethnicities and nationalities wear them in some form or another. When you're yourself, you have nothing to be ashamed of. I teach people how to take care of these, how to make these, how to maintain the hair underneath. Coupled with all the stuff y'all see where I talk about hygiene, and then we have in these chats, these brave girl chats. That is my message to this woman that I shall not name. I need you to be yourself, madam. I need you to be yourself. We will respect you more. Tell us the whole story from the beginning. Well, I started this social media page. I realized that y'all found it. I'm just paraphrasing here. I realized that y'all found it and y'all found out that I wasn't telling the truth the first time. I apologize for that. I was in this such and such of my life and this, and this. That takes a real grown, mature adult to do that, to admit that they're wrong. And then from there, what you need to do is how you continue forward from there. After you admit you're wrong, you want to continue doing what you said you would do, which means keeping your words, which means these words and these actions got to be at the same level. They got to. Because right now, with people setting fire underneath you, calling you out, doing reaction and commentary videos on you, I need you to be yourself, and I need you to come out with a whole post, a whole video, whatever it is, and say, this is the truth about my life before all my business, before I blew up on the internet. Sincerely apologize, because people can tell. People can discern whether or not you're telling the truth. And just like people can discern whether or not you're telling the truth, people can also discern whether or not you're being yourself or whether you're trying to be somebody else. The comfortability level, you could literally feel it online and especially in person. I have met people of all walks of life, and in person and in online, I have been able to tell through the discernment that God give me. Thank God for that. I don't ever take that for granted. I can tell when a person is just, they not comfortable and they feel like they need to put on when they're around. Who am I? I ain't made out of 24 karat gold. I'm a human being. The real question begins is, why are you so afraid to be yourself? If you got to be somebody else to get notoriety or blow up on the internet, there's some groundwork you're gonna have to go back and do, because now you're gonna have to go back and play catch up now that they setting fire underneath you, metaphorically speaking, and they calling you out in videos, they calling you out all over these internets. Now you got to go back and do the work you should have done from the beginning. And I say this with the love of the Lord. I really do. If you're not comfortable being yourself, we need to get down to the root of why. Why do you feel like you needed to go a whole nother way opposite of who you really are and then take off with that? This is why people don't like gimmicks. Just tell them straight. You ain't got to be mean with it. You can just be direct and come from a place of love, as long and that you're respectful. Them three things. Long as you coming from that, those three pillars of approach. You come from a place of love. You come from a place of being direct and straightforward, and you definitely come from a place of being respectful. Now, will they still like it? No. Sometimes you could tell somebody something and they're still mad about it. It wasn't until there was one, I remember a comment, I done since deleted it because I said, you know what, nobody got time for that. I just knew it wasn't worth my time or my breath. I wanted to find this comment from this woman left on a video I put out, I want to say years, months ago, just a few short months ago. Oh, well, I don't like how such and such, the way you talk about it, such and such. Okay, you don't like how I talk about it, but the subject definitely need to be talked about. And the subject of the video, I believe, fell underneath where I was talking about feminine hygiene. So now, if you've been here, you know, I give it to you straight, but talking about feminine hygiene because I'm a woman myself. The only thing I don't do, I'm not vulgar. So the fact that I'm not vulgar and I'm telling you about feminine hygiene and you still have the audacity, you still leave a comment like that where you're still mad, it's just like, the issue is not with me. You feel me? That means I'm doing my job. If you're being yourself and not everyone likes you, you're doing a good job. Because to be liked by everybody is not a good sign. Because if everybody likes you, I just wonder, are you doing them a favor? Are you doing them a favor? What's going on? It make you want, even if nothing is, it's like, you're not being yourself. You too scared to tell the truth for fear that what people will abandon, leave, disagree. No, God didn't make any two of us alike with the same exact opinion. We may have very similar in the same category opinions on things, but to be, oh, well, I agree with everything you agree with. You don't have mine of your own? I remember one time I asked somebody, what do you do when you get mad? They gave me an answer that was like, almost seemed like it was like planned, so that way they wouldn't have to go into further conversation. And I knew at that moment, I'm like, you're not being yourself. You're not telling me the truth. And I just left it alone. Because what else can you do with a person? They don't want to express themselves with you. But then they'll go and express themselves with somebody else. And then you have to look at the dynamics of what their relationship, friendship, connection is. If the premise of their connection is that everything is all smiles and giggles, but, oh, well, have y'all once fell out with each other and told each other the truth and the other didn't like it? No. Do you really have a real friendship? I wonder. That type of stuff make me wonder. Because that makes me wonder that when you do decide to tell them the truth, the whole friendship may fall apart. I mean, I got questions. It does not make a lick of sense. I would rather people be like, I don't like how she pronounced words. Cool. I happen to have a southern drawl accent. I can still talk proper though. That's the beauty of having both sides. Was that easy? No. Am I thankful to God for it? Yes. And I have people, oh, it's not pronounced. Like, I'll show you an example. Shea butter. It's not pronounced shea. Okay. But sometimes it slips. Are you going to miss out on the lesson of whatever video you watching of mine or of anyone else that mispronounces it just because they're mispronouncing something? You would be doing yourself educationally a great disservice to yourself. You really would. Let me address these comments right here. I know I went on for a while here, but I was trying to make sure I stay on topic. Raina, Isabella. Thank you, Isabella. Appreciate you. Jeffrey Green, say. I'm not sure I should say that, Jeffrey. I feel like if I say that, that's a joke wrapped into itself, and I won't know that I'll be done said something inappropriate until I say it, type of thing. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. That underscore silly goober. Hi, hello, how are you? Hope everything's well. And if you guys have anything to interject into this conversation, then please do. Because while I'm not going to be on, I'm definitely going to finish talking about this topic because there's a lot of ins and outs going on to do with that. Because I also talked about the Genesis. I don't know if you're going to see this in the future or not, but I'm still cover it because I kept my promise the last night. Talked about trust issues. And I went into depth about no, it's not okay to have trust issues if you've not gotten to the root of the problem as to why you have them in the first place, and especially if you working to either indirectly or directly, either consciously or subconsciously, either knowingly or unknowingly, making them folks pay for something somebody else did. These new folks that you meet. So I've already gone into that as well. That's what I want for this internet sensation lady, whom I would not call her name. The only reason why I'm not calling her name is because I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with what I'm doing here because I was nudged to talk about it. God said you need to say something about it, especially since they've been setting fire underneath her. Like, oh, you got another account. You got this. You was living this opposite life. Now I got to address it. Because at one point I was watching her videos, consuming her content, and it's like now it's like I'm gonna need you to tell the truth. I'm gonna need you to tell the truth. Own up to what you did. I'm proud of you that you made your progress with changing your lifestyle with what you eat and all this other stuff, and you're slimmer, all that. That's wonderful. But be yourself and then start telling the truth the first time around. Now you got to play catch up. Let me get to these comments. Angon, Romania, Poetry. I feel like I butchered your name. I'm sorry if I did. I am from the United States. Hello, how are you? And since you're just joining, we're talking about why are you afraid to be yourself. This is part 2, and I will post part 1 on the community tab once this live stream is done. So I promised at the end of the first live stream when it kind of malfunctioned that I would finish. And so this is me finishing it. I'm keeping my promise. So we've already discussed about just picking up from where we left off, that you need to be yourself. There's some inconsistencies going on. People are pointing this lady out and saying that you lived a completely different life than what you talking about from what you're encouraging people to do. And that's not right. And it isn't, because it's giving living a double life, and it's giving you trick the people And you need to apologize to them nearly 50,000 people. And I won't say their name because it isn't about the fact that I need to call out her name. It's the fact that I need to call out the behavior. This is not okay. If you wore makeup or you were glamorous at one time, you lived a glamorous life, tie that in with everything the first time. Now she has to play catch up. And out of love, I am calling this out and encouraging her. I need you to be yourself, ma'am. I need you to own up to it. Whether you put in a long form video or you put in a long form post and type it out, we need for you to own up to your mistakes now and apologize to these people. Please apologize to these people. They will respect you more for it. Yes, you may have some people to unfollow you and completely walk away from you, and that's to be expected, because once a person finds out that you're not telling the truth to them like that, doing stuff like that, the natural consequences that they're going, some will withdraw from you, the others will more than likely forgive you. You're supposed to forgive people, but some may forgive you and still withdraw from you, and you got to be okay with that, because that's a natural consequence. I wouldn't say this if I wouldn't want the best for her or anybody else that's also doing this type of stuff. Because if you're not comfortable with being yourself, we need to get down to the root of why. Why did you feel like you needed to be the opposite of who you really are on the first social media profile that now people have found, have called you out on? Why? Why didn't you tie everything in together first? And then you have these people keep putting your name in their titles and their posts and stuff like that. We need you to own up to that. Apologize to these people. I can say this, and I know, ma'am, that you are grown and you're going to go out there and do whatever you want to do. And that's cool. But there's still consequences if you don't do that. There's consequences if you don't apologize and scoff at me or scoff at the others that say you need to apologize. There's consequences if you do own up to it and apologize and make a post or make a video explaining and apologizing to these people. Either way, there's consequences. You might as well do the right thing and take those consequences, because then it'll lead to the longevity of your entrepreneurship journey. And I love entrepreneurs. So I need you to do right by these people. God don't like people doing that. There is a passage in the Bible, I can't call it out, where it basically explains in layman's terms, I'm paraphrasing here, that God does not even like the uneven balanced scales. If he don't like people being unfair to other people and unbalanced scales, what do you think he gonna do from you living two different lives per song, whatever it is? At this point, it's like, I'm coming from a place of love. I need you to learn to love yourself fast and apologize to those people even quicker. That's all. Because I still want to see you do well, but you got to tell the truth to have some longevity. Because stuff like this, not many people have survived online scandals and scrutiny like that. If you don't take anything else from this, take this. If you go to be yourself and you stop, you pause, whether it's an action or whether it's something you want to say, as long as you're delivering it with love, being direct and respectfully. And when I say love, not the toxic definition they be explaining on these internets. I mean, like 1 Corinthians 13, love, that definition. And you stop and you pull back because you feel like you would not be liked or received, I'm going to need you to pause and question, why am I uncomfortable in this environment, whatever environment you're in? And if it has anything to do with being liked, I'm going to need you to either change your environment, change the people in the environment, or grow some thicker skin, or remove yourself altogether. With the end result being that you completely be yourself. My mind is thinking about the Bible passage in which it says, God made us, God fearfully and wonderfully made us. I used to wonder what that fearfully part meant. I think I'm beginning to understand, and I'm today's years old. Look it up. I'm not going to go any longer because I don't want to drag it out and start repeating myself, but be yourself. So that way you ain't got to go back and play catch up, telling people the truth the second time. Just do it the first time. That's all. Until next time. Love you.